Sheffield, also known as Steel City. Its mills and forges were a driving force of the Industrial Revolution. Famous around the world for producing top-quality metalwork. Today, made in Sheffield is still synonymous with quality and craftsmanship, including scissors. Lying at the foothills of the Pennines, scissors have been made in Sheffield for over 200 years. As recently as the 1970s, there were 150 firms dedicated to this very special skill. Today, there's just 2 companies keeping the industry alive, and the firm at the sharp end is Ernest Wright and Company.
Hello again.
At the heart of the business are craftsmen Cliff and Eric. With over 150 years' experience between them, they're officially known as Master Putter Togetherers, or Putters for short. No, really, that's their actual title.
I was 15 when I started, just 15, and I'm 75.
I've been doing it for 63 years now.
They've both worked past retirement to make sure their expert skills are passed on to the next generation of putters.
It's hard sometimes because the only thing they want to talk about is computers. Well, you can't make scissors with a computer.
This small but dedicated team produce 300 pairs of scissors a month. Today they're making their best-selling tailor's scissors, destined for use in the finest fashion houses, including on the world-renowned Savile Row. Each pair start their life as a set of steel blanks.
Right, these are the blanks. We buy the blanks in, you can see what they're going to be. These are 10-inch, which they use for tailors, cutting cloth. These are the top blade, and these are the 10-inch bottom blades. They were all made in Sheffield once upon a time, and now they're all made abroad, I think.
Because of the collapse of the steel industry in the 80s, the blanks have to be sourced from abroad. But there are plans to restart forging them back on home ground.
These are ready for drilling now. We've sticked them all up and they're ready for drilling.
The first job is to drill a hole through the top and bottom blades so they can be joined together.
You've got to make sure that the hole is right, straight, so as it will fit the bottom blade. Well, it's got to be right, otherwise you'll have overhang on each side of the scissor, so it's got to be spot on. Sam usually does all drilling. Nice, easy job for him.
Sam is 2 years into a 5-year apprenticeship. Such is the skill needed to handcraft a pair of scissors.
After 2 years, he's got used to it. I don't think he'll catch up to me, though. Right, I'll take these top blades and I'll take them across here and bow dress them. Get me glasses. Bow dressing is the bow, and I will dress the inside. Get the fash off and make sure it's shiny.
Fash is rough material left over from when the blanks were forged. A tape of sandpaper is looped through the bow and run at high speed, smoothing off the rough metal.
You've got to make sure you make them really smooth. I've always done it this way. It has always been done this way on the machine like this. Now that's the one that's bow dressed. That's before, and that's the one that's been bow dressed. Now we've done the tops, we will do the shanks now.
The shank connects the bow, or the finger hole, to the blade. Once all the rough material has been sanded off, the blanks are handed over to Cliff to be ground into shape.
Here we are now, heading towards the grinding machine, which my young colleague here is learning the ins and outs of. Here, son. Here we are.
The grinding machine's a slight curve onto the blanks, so that when the tops and bottoms slide together, the edge of the blades meet, cleanly cutting whatever's trapped between.
It's actually running in water to keep it cool. If it's not, it'll get too hot and soften the metal. So that's why we have to keep the metal at a low temperature with the water hitting it. There we go. As you can see, it's a beautiful fine grind on the inside blade. And if you look up, which I'm going to do now, the ice point is the edge where all the cutting comes from.
The grinding machine is a new addition to the workshop. Well, new by some measure. It's over 90 years old and has just been lovingly restored. Previously, each blade was ground by hand.
Oh, it's brilliant. It cuts the job down by half. Plus the fact it never gets tired. It just keeps going and going. If I had as much done to me, I'd be in a sorry state, there's no doubt. There's bits and pieces you wouldn't be able to put back on.
As much as Cliff's come round to the idea, he doesn't trust the machine to finish the job. Instead, the blades are hand finished by Eric before Cliff gives each shape a little fine-tuning.
I'm going to marry them together as a top and bottom and just take a little look, because I just need an airline fraction through here. You'll not probably see what I can see, because I've been doing it 60 years. This is important, so it's just got enough degree gap for the material not to slide through, but to do its job perfectly from pinch to point. It's just got a slight curve too much. Before it's fully hardened, I will take a little bit out by tapping it with the hammer. And take another look. And that is beautiful. I'm happy with that.
Up to this point, the steel is relatively soft, making it easy to grind into shape. Hardening the steel with extreme heat will alter the metal's composition, making it twice as tough, stopping the blades from going blunt. The blades are immersed in a bath of molten salt that's been heated to 980 degrees centigrade. The liquid salt transfers the heat quickly and evenly onto the blade. After just a minute in the bath, they're quenched in oil. Oil cools the steel slower than water, putting less stress on the metal. The blades are then tempered in an oven. Baking at 180 degrees for an hour reduces the brittleness, but keeps the steel hard. To check just how hard, they're tested. They need to measure at least 55 on the Rockwell scale, the measure of hardness. Otherwise, they won't make the cut. After hardening, the blades are left covered in salt deposits, so they're put through the rumbler. The rumbler contains thousands of ceramic pebbles as well as liquid polish. The pebbles on the blades are jostled together for 16 hours, after which they're sparkly clean. They're then dried in another machine which contains dried corn to absorb any moisture before they're ready for the next stage, polishing.
Right, there's a lot of firms that don't polish them once they come out at rumbler, but we do. We make a better job on them like that. It's a beautiful mirror finish now, really shiny. I'm happy with these. I'll do edges on them now.
The edges form the cutting blade, so the next job is to make them razor sharp.
They've not been cut on a stone, so what we do now is set the edge ready for assembly. We have to put a good edge on them, otherwise they just won't cut. Right, the next job is assembling them. Once I can find screws.
Now you're going to find out why I am a put it together. I've often wondered myself sometimes, but... So now we're going to put the screw in the top blade, and then we're going to thread it into the bottom blade. Ah, beautiful. Now we're going to put a small nut on the other side. This is the locking process. That'll be screwed on till it's bang flush. And now I'm going to nip it up. And I want to feel at it. And that's sending me a nice... I have to get this feel of this. Now, what I'm going to do now is tap it on the head to settle it down. Wait a bit, I'm not happy now. I'm going to unknop it. I think it wants turning back about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to lock it off. That's locked off. Right, now the points, there's far too much metal there to grind. So I'm going to have to pull this shank and bend it in the brake. I'm going to pull it. And that should just about do it. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that, I like that. I've got to surmise that somebody smaller or lighter than me is going to be using these, and they're going to enjoy cutting material for many a year. Many a year. Now, when I edge this and put the proper shape on the edge, it'll come even lighter because they'll run together, these two edges.
The very last stage is to shape the final edge of the blades.
Now I'm getting the shape to it. You can hear that sound, oh, beautiful.
making sure they'll meet perfectly when closed.
Now then, look at that. Beautiful. Will it cut? Will it cut? It better. This is double material. No effort, absolutely. Just straight through. Straight through. It's just been done with perfection. You can see the finish, you can feel the feel, and the hardness and quality is all there to enjoy for years to come.